This is why you subscribe to the Raiders Report. Why? Because we come at you breaking news on a Monday. The Las Vegas Raiders have fired general manager Mike Mayock. Now, I promise you guys this all the time. News, rumors, 100% free. And even if it's my day off, I don't care. I'm giving you guys the content that you desire. So hit that sub button and turn on those notifications. That way you don't miss a thing. Now, the Raiders Report today is presented by a brand new sponsor that I am very, very excited to be able to talk about. Major shout out to Fetch Rewards. If anybody out there wants to go ahead and download this free app, all you got to do is go to chatsports.com/fetch. That's going to get you 3,000 bonus points. Now, for those of you wondering, well, why would I go ahead and download this? Has anybody ever bought anything? Has the cashier ever said, hey, do you want a receipt? Answer yes to that, and then you basically submit your receipts on this app where you can then get extra points, then get extra gift cards from places like Amazon, CVS. It's an awesome app. That link's going to be available for you in the comments and in the description. So the Las Vegas Raiders decided to move on from Mike Mayock after 3 seasons. Now the new search is going to go ahead and begin. We're going to talk about some guys that they've already requested to interview at general manager. We're also going to be breaking down some of the people that they've requested to interview as a potential head coach. Now the news broke on Monday, and I always like to say, and I say it all the time here, where there's smoke, there's probably going to end up being some fire. And a lot of smoke started happening on IG, on Twitter, all these places. And Ian Rapoport went ahead and tweeted, General Manager Mike Mayock was informed that he won't be retained. Sources said John Gruden resigned in October. Mayock now out in January. Then Adam Schefter, he chimed in with his 2 cents as well. Unlike Mike Mayock, Raiders interim head coach Rich Bisaccia remains with the team at this time, but Las Vegas has submitted interview requests for at least one head coaching candidate. Now, yes, the one head coach candidate, which obviously we're going to get to here. They've also requested 4 other head coaching candidates, which they did probably about 2 months ago, maybe a month ago. But this is what the Raiders Report's about. It's about giving you guys news, about giving you guys rumors. It's just about being diehard fans trying to collaborate together. So this is the opportunity where you guys can shine. I want you to go down in the comments section right now, and I want you to give me that one-word reaction to Mayock being fired. It can be a positive comment. It can be a negative comment. Whatever you're feeling is that initial knee-jerk reaction. My one-word reaction when I heard this, I was kind of like, buckle up. Not that I knew 100% that it was going to happen, but I started talking to some people, some of my friends in the industry. They were like, hey, I really truly believe that this is going to end up happening. So when I say buckle up, I mean it's going to be very, very interesting next week or two. I mean, you could even look in 3 weeks, 4 weeks. The entire offseason is just going to be a time that I'm telling you, you're going to want to be subscribed here. You're going to be making sure that you have everything going on, because the next time that the Raiders announce who they're going to hire as a GM, I can guarantee you this, I'm going to be going live here on the Raiders Report. Now, I know I talked to you guys at the top of the show about Fetch, but I do want to say it one more time. Chuck loves this app. Chatsports.com/Fetch. It's free to download, and you can kind of see how the app works here on the right side of me. You can take a picture of your receipt. You then upload it, and you can get rewarded for all of your shopping. So basically, let's just say you go ahead and you spend some money at a CVS. You scan that receipt. Then you can earn points on any receipt from any store or restaurant. Like, guys, I'm telling you right now, super, super easy. So go to chatsports.com/Fetch. Make sure you use promo code Raiders. Can you remember that? I know, it's right here on my sweatshirt. Promo code Raiders at chatsports.com/Fetch to get 3,000 bonus points. So earn points on any receipt from any store or restaurant, and then redeem those points for gift cards and other awesome rewards. Now, when you talk about Mike Mayock, everyone likes to say, all right, this guy was supposed to be, I don't know, this draft guru from top to bottom. He could help us out. But, I mean, let's face it. These first-round picks, not so good. In fact, at times they almost take my breath away. Cleveland Ferrell, that's been an absolute bust. I love Josh Jacobs. He ran hell of a game this past week up against the Bengals. But running back's the easiest position to be able to replace. Jonathan Abram has absolutely not been worth a first-round pick, and he's going to be a guy that they say they're going to turn down as fifth-year option. Then in 2020, Henry Ruggs, trending in the right direction. Obviously, I can't really put that one against Mayock, but, it is what it is now. Damon Arnett, if anybody watched more than 10 minutes of film on Arnett, and Mike Mayock said that they did more research than anybody, I foolishly would say then you're crazy for honestly drafting Arnett in the first or second round. He's been a bust, and in fact, he was released by the Miami Dolphins today. And then Alex Leatherwood. Another player that I had a round 2 grade on, thought they reached on him just a little bit, but when you add up the drafts, when you add up some of the trades that did not work, the big-time signings like a Trent Brown in free agency, the Antonio Brown trade, they've had a lot of things that simply you have to realize have not worked in Mike Mayock's favor. Now, in terms of some other general manager interview requests, they've had Dane Ziegler, who is Director of Player Personnel of the New England Patriots, Ed Dodds, Assistant GM of the Indianapolis Colts. As this time, these are the only 2 general manager requests that the Raiders have put in. I said on my show on Sunday that the top guy that I want the Raiders to go out and at least put in 2 cents with is Louis Riddick. I know Louis Riddick would be interested in being a general manager in the National Football League. I think it's only a matter of time until you start seeing some news around him. But as it stands right now, the leading candidate to be the next general manager of the Raiders is Ed Dodds, Assistant GM of the Indianapolis Colts. Now, if you don't like those 2 names there, I anticipate most people who are watching are probably going to go ahead and type LR for Louis Riddick. I want to know, who should be the next Raiders general manager? If anybody wants to say my name, hey, I'll submit it. I'm totally down to do it. I'd be more than happy to try to get this team on the right track. So who should be the next Raiders general manager? Now, we are going to shift our ship here to the head coach because we're going to be talking about Rich Bisaccia a whole lot. And if anybody ever wants to hit me up with anything, remember, you can always hit me up on IG at MitchellWren365. And on top of that, I've been posting a lot more news, a lot more just rumblings and stuff that I'm hearing on my Twitter and IG. So please don't be afraid to give me a follow. Now, here's another tweet coming in here from Ian Rapoport that says, the Raiders have a top in-house candidate in DeJuan Daniels, Assistant Director of Player Personnel. Mark Davis still plans to interview interim Rich Bisaccia for the head job. Crazy the team made the playoffs despite Gruden resigning, Ruggs, injuries, and so much more, which you're 100% right. I mean, the Raiders are the first team in 60 years. Yes, first team in 60 years, basically the first team since Super Bowl era, to make the playoffs when another coach on that team was let go. Also, the Raiders are only the second team since the 2000 Alliance to win at least 9 games. I know the Raiders won 10, but at least 9 games. Like, that's how great Rich Bisaccia has been for this team. Now, in terms of some early head coach interviews, you have Bisaccia, Gus Bradley, Leslie Frazier, Todd Bowles. The 4 names that you see right here, these were announced probably, I'm going to say, about a month and a half ago. And then the new name that just popped up today on Monday was Jerod Mayo, inside linebacker of the New England Patriots. I could also see some extra names like, I think if you don't interview Brian Dable, Kellen Moore, even extra names like a Byron Leftwich, if Mike Tomlin's available, Sean Payton, if he becomes available. I mean, there's going to be a lot of big names out there to potentially look at to be that next Raiders head coach. The issue is this, and not even an issue. If you would ask me, Mitch, what's your gut feeling? And I'm feeling my gut right now, and it's who's going to be the next head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders. I've talked to very reliable sources, people even like James Yoder, who's very well connected with the Michigan Wolverines, and he said Jim Harbaugh right now is eyeing the Las Vegas Raiders. He also said that he's eyeing the Giants, but I've heard from multiple people that Jim Harbaugh could end up being absolutely the next head coach of the Raiders. And then you go out and you look at the Vegas odds, you look at all these other odds out there, and Harbaugh is the betting favorite to be the Raiders' next head coach. Now, there was a rumor circulating about a week and a half ago, 2 weeks, that the Raiders could potentially offer him $12 million. This also was kind of piggybacking off of another report that said that Harbaugh's gone silent in the Michigan football room, that, apparently he didn't show up to a meeting in terms of discussing his long-term contract. I've been saying it for weeks. I've been turning my page on the fact that, hey, I actually wouldn't mind Jim Harbaugh. Now, this is a pretty interesting tweet. For those of you, I know. For those of you that don't know who Jumbo Elliott is, he was an old teammate of Harbaugh for like 14 seasons. Little Birdie says Coach Harbaugh eyeing the Raiders and the Giants. All I'm saying is this: for an old friend, a good friend of Harbaugh, and an old teammate of his, all I gotta say is for him to be tweeting out stuff like this, to me means that it's, pretty well that he knows somebody, and the guy that he knows is Harbaugh. So, Elliott was a 4-year teammate of Harbaugh at Michigan from 1983 to 86, 2-time All-American and 14-year NFL player with the Giants and Jets, and a 1993 Pro Bowler. He's very well connected, and he wouldn't just throw out a tweet like this if he didn't actually know. Now, if you were to ask me right now, who is the top head coach candidate for the Raiders, the most likely is Jim Harbaugh. He has had success wherever he has gone, which not a lot of coaches can say. When you look at the job that Harbaugh was able to do in San Diego, yeah, it was actually his first head coaching gig. He turned San Diego into a winning team, where they went 11-1, 11-1 the final 2 years. He took Stanford, that program, to a winning record. He took the Michigan Wolverines of late. They just took down Ohio State. He did it with San Francisco. They were 44-19-1 overall. If you were to ask me who is the front runner to be the next Raiders head coach, it is Jim Harbaugh. But I also will go ahead and say this. I want Rich Bisaccia back in that locker room. I want Rich Bisaccia back at Allegiant Stadium. I tweeted out at Mitchell Renz 365 that Rich Bisaccia hand wrote messages to every single Raiders player thanking them for basically just being dedicated to the game. I'm not sitting here saying that I want Bisaccia back as the head coach, because to be honest, I don't. But I would want Bisaccia back as the special teams coordinator, as your assistant head coach, and to reward him for really being a glue guy. Man, when you hear people like Max Crosby, Derek Carr speak as highly as they do about Bisaccia, that goes a long way with me. So keep Bisaccia, give him extra money, make him that assistant head coach, and let's not go down a rabbit hole where you make one guy just the be-all in terms of a head coach. This needs to be a collective unit. Now, I appreciate everyone that's made it this far in the video. I know you're probably going to get ready for some Monday Night Football. Maybe you're going to go out and buy some food. If you buy some food, if you get a receipt, make sure you scan that. Free to download this app, chatsports.com/fetch. Just make sure you use promo code Raiders. That way you get some extra bonus points. That way you get some extra cards to go ahead and spend elsewhere.